Rail Racer is one of those figures that is extremely cool and kind of forgotten. This is Team Bullet Train, and I absolutely adore these train modes and this train team. Starting us off, we are beginning with Rail Spike. Now, mine's in kind of rough shape, but that's alright. I still like him. He's pretty cool. And the windows here are really well done. I love the way that they picked them out. I love the 500 Cybertron on the side, even though mine's a little worn out. And you can actually see the running change that happened on mine because I had to piecemeal mine together. He rolls very well and is overall probably my favorite one out of the group, just due to looks and style alone. Then we have Rapid Run. Now, this was the one that took me the longest to get and is the nicest out of my set. He has incredible paint on the windows with the nice gold highlights, the Railstar Cybertron looking incredible, and his paint and deco being overall really well done. He rolls extremely well and looks pretty good, but is far from my favorite. Next up, we have Midnight Express, who is probably my least favorite. Mine is also in the worst shape compared to the other two. Like, this one just is not super great compared to them. I do like the Max Cybertron on the side, and I like the shape and colors of this one overall as well. It is fine, but it doesn't do anything for me that the others don't, and I think that this one's probably the most boring out of the set, especially since he's just the Legs McGee in robot mode. For size comparisons, we have Machine Wars Hoist, we have Legacy Crankcase, Reveal the Shield Jazz, and Earthrise Double Dealer. So you can see these trains are no slouches when it comes to their size.
So before we get too into it, I actually do want to show that I do have like a Frankenstein's Rail Racer. This is all the leftover parts from cobbling together my other one, and I'm actually looking at this Midnight Express and it looks like it might be in better shape than this one, so I might swap those out at some point. Anyway, transformations. We're gonna start with this one. This is the one where you need the accessory. Like, you don't need the blasters for most of them, but you need the shield for Rapid Run if you want like a complete Rail Racer team, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, you just pull this off, straighten it out, flip out the handle, you're done there. Then from here you want to extend the legs, extend the leg if it will go. Oh my gosh, there it goes. Pull the feet down and flip out the toes like so. From here, flip out these panels from the inside, just give it a little wiggle, and then rotate the waist, fold this down, and it should kind of clip into place. Stretch out the arms. I'm not going to fold out the wrists because the wrists are stupid tight on my copy, or at least this wrist is, and then flip up the head, and there we go. We have Rapid Run, and it looks like he needs his heels, so we're going to fold out the heels. Some of them need their heels, some of them don't. It's one of those sets. But yeah, pretty all right. We're not really going to cover articulation on these guys, like, or at least not do an individual segment for them. For Rail Spike, pull this out, extend it, split the front and bring it down. Then come over here, split the rear and spin it around and fold out the toes. Rotate these down, fold out the arms, fold down the arms, and bring the Rail Racer head down and back up, kind of accordion it, and then this head should spring up and rotate it around, and there. And like, I never know, like, I think you can get this tucked in a little bit more if you bend it there and then it kind of comes down like that, and then you fold it up, and I think that's the official way to do it. And there is Rail Spike. There he is. And he looks pretty nice. I'm going to fold out his heels too, because for some reason they don't want to stand anymore. So all of them have the little heels that flip out in the back, except for Midnight Express, who has completely different heels. But there's Rail Spike, leader of the team. Midnight Express, my least favorite. So how you want to do this is you want to extend these two side pieces. There we go. And usually it takes the arms with them, but this time it didn't. And then grab the hips and shunk those down. kind of move the arms out of the way, rotate the hips like so, and fold them down. So rotate the hips and fold them down, rotate the legs forward, extend the foot, flip it, spin it, and flip back the heel. Same thing here, except you got to flip this down first, extend it, rotate it, and flip out the foot. Right here, you want to fold out this piece. You want to flip up the shoulder pads and fold out the arms. And there would be like an accessory right here, but I don't have that. And then this is where you flip out the head, and the head is on this hinge and ball joint, and you want to bend the hinge. And again, mine is really tight. There we go. But there is Midnight Express. Woo! There they all are. And let's move the camera. There they all are. There is Team Bullet Train.
The robot modes on these guys are not quite where they shine, but definitely where some of the coolness of this team starts coming through. You can really understand why people like Team Bullet Train and why like people gravitate towards these guys more so than Landfill. Starting us off once again is Rail Spike, and he is the leader of the team, the shortest of the bunch, and probably the best robot mode. That head sculpt is nice and sleek. It looks like a bullet train. It looks awesome and defiant, and he has a sleek silhouette with huge shoulders and pretty good posing overall. Definitely my favorite out of the squad. Then we have Rapid Run, who I don't necessarily care for. He has a waist swivel, and the head sculpt is pretty nice with the gold accents on there. It looks really good. And his articulation is not nearly as bad as it could be, but he definitely is lanky and long, which makes him seem strange. Although he also cleans up well, but he is the only one of the group where you need the accessory to fully complete the vehicle mode, or else you are not having a full experience with this guy. Midnight Express is up next, and again, he is Legs McGee, and he has the shoulder pads to match. He looks fine. His head sculpt is young and youthful, which makes sense because in the show, this was like the happy-go-lucky new member of Team Bullet Train. And I like him. I think he's fine. It's just not my favorite because those gigantic legs really do steal the show on this guy. For size comparisons of Team Bullet Train, here they are with TFCC Sideburn, Legacy Toe Line, Legacy Scourge, Machine Wars Hoist, and Laser Fire and Shatter Shock.
Now, I'm not going to be really showing off transfer or articulation on these guys. I am going to be showing how to get these guys into Rail Racer, though. So, starting with the simplest one, just fold up his arms, collapse them into this, fold that up, which I thought he just stayed, oh, well, pop off the head, because it's easier, and then fold up the head. I thought the hips stayed extended. No, it turns out they chunk back up, and that's how you get Rail Racer's legs. So I've been transforming my Rail Racer entirely wrong, but that's it for Midnight Express. For Rapid Run, and I think I said it earlier, he transforms the most while doing the least. We're gonna take his weapon away, and we're gonna fold up his hands and arms again, and kind of put him back into train mode. So you're gonna kind of fold them up like this. You're going to fold up the feet, and so what we need to do is get this section exposed. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide it down, rotate it around like so, and fold this back. And from here, you want to fold this down, rotate the legs back, rotate the arms back, and then fold the legs down onto the sides. So fold the arms back so they're sticking out, rotate the legs so the knees point down, and collapse the knee. And literally the only parts of this guy that interact with the Rail Racer are this and this. So set that off to the side. And then Rail Spike, who does transform the most. So we're gonna take this, slide this down. We are going to put him essentially back into train mode for the whole front end, aside from the combined mode head, which is just going to pop out. But for the front of the train, you just want to put him back into train mode. So once you have that going on, then you can focus on this back part. You want to bring these forward and then they double hinge forward as well. So you can kind of see how they're a little off. There's another hinge in there, and you want to bring that forward too, and then bring these back. So bring it forward and then bring the shoulder pad back. Fold the heel up, fold the foot or the toe back into train configuration. God, these joints are tight. These are some old joints. Fold those up and then slide out the hands, flip out the thumb. And I think this is the one that always gives me trouble. Nope, I fixed it. All right, there we go. Slide out the thumb, slide out the hand, flip out the thumb. Bring the arms down and fold them forward. Down, fold it forward, and bring these up. And so now we can start combining them. So what we want to do, and what I like doing is I like combining these two first because it's a little different. So he has the slider right here that's going to slide in right there, and then these two tabs that are going to go into these two slots. So you kind of just want to come at it from, oops, I slid him forward, from the back right here, and you can kind of use the nose of the train for this one to kind of get him gripped, because you don't want to push the assembly forward and then kind of just get him on there and tabbed in. It's a little, there we go. It's a little difficult, but there we go. Got him tabbed in. And then from there, this is the easy part. You just need to chunk this whole assembly on those two tabs into these two yellow slots. Get those in, and then come back here. And there's a port right there where the screw hole is and a nub right there. Tab that in. And there we have Rail Racer in his combined mode.
Bullet fusion mode! Combine into Rail Racer!
Rail Racer in his combined mode is quite the stunner. You can understand why people really love this team and this combiner. The head sculpt is sleek with that visor and chin guard. It looks incredible, and the stylistic look of this guy, how everything is so uniform. He really does end up looking like one of the best combiners we got. And when you have very few other Autobot combiners to really compare yourself to, that being like Superion, Defensor, and Computron, I think was it, Rail Racer really does stand out, and this was really the first time Americans got to see a train combiner. We didn't get Raiden. He also holds the weapons really well, which is nice. Those hands have great grip on them. But yeah, like this was the first time America saw a train combiner, and for it to come out and be the most articulated combiner we had yet, that was incredible. He's a three-piecer, he's a nice set of toys, and it's just so nice and uniform, and he looks good and imposing, and he lines up with your G1 combiners for size comparison. Here he is with Combiner Wars Defensor with an upgrade kit, but here's the important one: how does he stack up to Iron Factory Ruination? They are the same height, which I absolutely adore. It's one of the reasons I went with that Ruination. Here he is with some other stuff as well. Here he is with Legacy Tow Line once again, and TFCC. Oh no, sorry, Scourge. Sorry, whoops. Legacy Scourge and TFCC Sideburn. Getting some of that stuff out of the way, here they are with the original RID01 Optimus Prime. By the way, if you have that yellow Planet shoulder pad, please let me know.
Rail Racer articulation, something I didn't think I'd be talking about. He has a very emotive head. He's also really creaky because of his old plastic, but he has a ball joint at the neck, and it can kind of sink and move and emote. There's also a hinge in there, and just lots of movement at his neck, so you can get his head looking like way high up, way low down, you know, to the side, kind of tilted, not super tilted right there, but you know, very emotive. The shoulders can rotate 180. I'm not going to do it because this is old. They are on ball joints in here, so they can move out, and they can, if you move this, move forward like that. He has a elbow that has like little snap points right there. And then because of Rail Spike's knee, he does have an outward joint there. And because of the thigh swivel or transformation, he does have a glove swivel, which effectively works as a wrist swivel. And then his hands can open and close, so he can have open hands or he can have closed fists. And he actually does hold the weapons really, really well. This form is a very nice like grip. No waist swivel. He does lose the waist swivel that Midnight Express has. Not Midnight Express, Rapid Run. The side skirts are on ball joints. The legs move forward that far on ratchets, back that far on ratchets. They go up that far on ratchets. Thigh swivel, 90-degree bend at the knee, no ratchet there or at the thigh swivel. And then he has sort of toe movement, and then not really. He has an ankle swivel on here as well as a toe pivot here, but like no real ankle tilt, which would have been really useful on this guy, because most of the time he stood like this and not like this. I think the ankle pivot is like the biggest thing, and like this foot almost can, if it had just a little bit more room, it almost could ankle pivot. But yeah, he's usually stood a stance, which is very unfortunate, because he has no ankle pivot. So, but there he is. That is Rail Racer.
I love Rail Racer. He was a Holy Grail figure for some time for me. He was a project figure while I was piecing him back together, and I think he's come out amazing. I scaled my Ruination to go with this guy. Like, I picked the Ruination I got because it would match up with Rail Racer, and I do not regret it at all. I think these two look incredible together. I think Rail Racer looks amazing with the set of Legacy guys, and I really hope we get a new one, whether that be a core class Rail Racer or 3 Voyagers or whatever. I really think we could get a new one, and I think it'd be easy to do them at retail or maybe even as a commander class. I think it's possible, and I would love to see a new one. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Rail Racer in the comments below. Let me know if you have this figure. Let me know if you have any experience with this figure, and I will see you guys in the next one. Here's some shots of him next to Franken Rail Racer, and I will see you guys later. This has been Bots Obsession.